What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Alex Fleming's NFL Carousel. This is season 3, week 9. And as always, I got the crew in here. So let's go ahead and talk some football. That's what we do each and every week here on the Carousel. Of course, I'm going to start, with our girl, Miss Carrie Johnson, talking about her Kansas City Chiefs currently sitting at 5-2, facing another 5-2 team in the Tennessee Titans. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you, sir?
Doing well, doing well. So talk to me about this Sunday night matchup because, your Titans, well, you're going up against an obstacle, not your Titans. The Titans have won the last 4 against your Chiefs. So talk to me about this matchup, Miss Johnson.
Last 4, I don't know. I thought we were 1-3 with them, but maybe I'm wrong.
Titans have won the past 4.
Well, quite honestly, with Tannehill not being much of a passer this year, not doing well with passing. The only thing we have to focus in is stopping King Henry. We've done that before. We've kept him to 39 yards. So I anticipate that's what the game plan is to put Henry back and not let him have the yards. We have an aggressive pass rushing defense now. While we do have Willie Gay back, we lose Frank Clark for 2 weeks. So I do see that is going to be a problem because we don't have our shark on the field, but with Willie Gay back and that front line there intensified with just a pure thought of having to stop King Henry, I think that's going to be something they do very well. We just picked up Kadarius Toney, and he's already been spotted on working out with the special teams. I anticipate to see him a couple times, getting a few reps there because, quite honestly, our special Sky Moore has not been a good fit there, and that's going to be something to see, especially with his ability to break knees and change direction very quickly like Tyreek does. But I really see us not a problem as far as us scoring and getting out ahead. We have shown now twice with top-rated defenses that we can outscore them and not have any problems. So I think that's where we're going to see the biggest thing is we're going to be going against shutting. Our biggest key is going to be scoring each time and then shutting down King Henry.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it's going to be Sunday night. The lights are bright. We fully expect and anticipate that your boy Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce they're going to do their thing. But I'm a little concerned about this. I'm unsure. But we will definitely holler at you next week, and we'll talk about it, and we'll see how it goes.
Ride with the Chiefs this week, my friend. And then
right.
Good luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. So let me go ahead and get this brother in here because I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks. I'll admit I'm a little upset with him, but it's not his fault. And I need to remember that it's not his fault because you know what? He tells the unfiltered truth. My man, Phil Jones, is in the building. Good evening, sir.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Phil, we both wearing black. I don't know if we're in mourning or if it's just how things go. You're heading to Jacksonville to face a team that's 2-5, but your Las Vegas Raiders are also 2-5. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, you know what I said 2 weeks ago, and sorry for last week. I was under the weather. It's what I've been saying since the beginning. It's the demise of the quarterback. He's not the guy for this system. He's really not the guy in general. You have the best wide receiver in NFL. You can't throw to him. People want to jump and say the defense. But again, they hold the Saints to their last score at the beginning of the third quarter. You couldn't score a touchdown on offense, not once. This was lack of execution. The Raiders are going to have to find a way to bounce back against the Jags. Maybe the Jags take advantage of this. If the Raiders look to have a better chance this week, I don't know. Maybe you go in and bench your quarterback. Maybe you go in and bench your quarterback. and just go with the backup because it looks like the backup did a better job. And oh yeah, getting across the field, something that should be easy to do. You got to cross to the opponent's territory. He was the only one to do that last week in the fourth quarter. And I'm sorry, that's just sad and pathetic.
Phil, I'm gonna wish you the best. I really am, because at this particular point in time, we are heading into the second half of the season, and I'd like to see your team turn around. I really would.
Now,
I have love
I,
for the Raiders.
a lot of people want to, but I'm gonna be real. I've came to terms that this ain't the season. This is what I've been saying for a long time.
All right.
That the only way you want to get rid of him is to have a shitty year.
All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, he always tells the unfiltered truth. This is our man, Phil Jones. Phil, I'm going to holler at you, my brother. I'll holler
Take
at
care. Hey, I got your Eagles in my lineup. Your boy, he's helping me in my money league. So keep it up. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Anything I can do to help a brother, you know I'm down for the cause, man. You already know. Anything I can do. I'm going to holler at you, man.
All right, you take care now.
Yes, sir. All right. Let me go over to my man. This brother, I know he's flying high along with my birds, because no one anticipated that his team would be in the position that they are in. 5-3 Seattle Seahawks. 5-3, Trey. 5-3? Brother, talk to me about this matchup. Now, I'm gonna do things a little differently here, sir. I'm gonna slide you over here, and the reason being is because the guy who you are facing this week just happens to be my man Mike Carrot-Tenuto. So
we're back at it again.
Oh yeah, gentlemen, I'm gonna give both of you the opportunity to speak on this. I'm gonna take myself out of the equation. Trey, I'm gonna give you 60 seconds. Talk to Mike about your matchup against his Arizona Cardinals, sir.
Number one, Mike's good seeing you again. It's been like 2 weeks, but hey.
I know. It's a quick turnaround.
We're going up against this time. You guys are hosting us, so hopefully y'all don't injure us by any way, but it's all love. We got another matchup. You got a first taste of Geno. It's time for you to go ahead and taste another. Unfortunately for you, this time we got DK and we got Tyler Lockett hurt, so they're both gonna be game time decisions. We're just banged up on all sides, so it's kind of look like we're kind of flipped the script. So, it's gonna be an interesting game again.
Yeah. All right, Mike, go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I think so, Trey. Geno is had obviously taken off last time too. And I said to you, we were talking, I'm like, anybody, and I was kidding around too in the sports arena early in the week, like, yeah, raise your hand if you had Geno Smith. He was my peak performer this last week. But they still held the Seahawks to 19 points. The 4 field goals and the touchdown. So of course they only scored 9, and that's the huge issue. But yeah, the Cardinals, I look at it, they're talking about, Cliff Kingsbury's getting just crushed here. They're saying they're too talented. And, DeAndre Hopkins comes back now. That'll be different for the Seahawks secondary to deal with Eric's second best friend, Zach Ertz, in a Cardinals uniform still. But no, I like, it's an interesting matchup. And the Cardinals are 17th overall in rushing. And the crazy thing to me, James Conner is banged up, and like you said, you guys have yours, Trey. But Kyler Murray is the team's leading rusher by 12 yards over Eno Benjamin. Again, Eno Benjamin was the number 1 to start the season. But I look at that. If Kyler Murray can actually get out on the perimeter, if he does run the ball. But, man, I came up with a new offense. It's so groundbreaking, Trey. It's going to beat you guys. Here's the Cardinals offense. All Cliff has to do is, this is what you call first down, throw it to 10. If you don't get the first down there, throw it to 10 again. Then run the ball, because you'll probably pick up the first down. But, yeah, to me, it's can they run the ball and can they get to Geno Smith a little bit like they did last time? And, Eric,
all right, gentlemen.
I didn't know.
Hold on. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to close it out. 30 seconds, gentlemen. Give me your final thoughts. Trey, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll go right to Mike.
You had a good – you were right. You guys got D-Hop back this time for us. But we got some young guy who he has similar stats to a high praised corner that is now retired, Mr. Richard Sherman. We got a man named Tariq Woolen. I don't know how you guys are going to match up against him, but he's been flying. He's been balling. I believe he's got NFC Player of the Month, and then you also got the NFC Offensive Player of the Month in Geno Smith. So you guys got a big handle. Hopefully, you guys can try and figure out how to beat us because it's going to be hard.
Mike, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I agree, Trey. I mean, what's that? Kenny Walker the third, the running back, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that kid. I know what Penny went down. That kid's a beast, man, and it is going to be tough to contain, to slow him down. And man, I mean, Geno Smith. Hey, all I got to say is two things. I got to make fun of Tyler Lockett, man. How do you catch a ball that hits you right in the face, man? Geno Smith couldn't have walked it to him any better. No, but Tyler Lockett is having a heck of a season. And all kidding aside, I think the crowd here is going to plow for it because there is that Seahawks rivalry. But I don't know. I think the Cardinals, they desperately need it. I think they get it, Eric. I think they get it like I'm going to say like almost last time, like 21-17, 24-21 in that area.
Fair enough. Gentlemen, thank you both so much. I'm going to holler at you both next week. Take care. Thank you. So let me get my man, the couch coach, in here because, sir, you have a very interesting development surrounding you right now with the fact that Kirk Cousins is coming back to where he started. So talk to me about your matchup, sir, between your Washington Commanders and the Minnesota Vikings led by your former quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, so as Eric alluded earlier, the prodigal son comes back to FedEx. Obviously, he helped us win 2015 NFC East Championship. This is definitely going to be a great matchup. Obviously, Minnesota coming in, winning 5 straight games. And then obviously Washington coming in with a 3-game winning streak. It's just one of those things where it's going to be very interesting. I think one of the biggest advantages I think we potentially have is taking advantage of Minnesota's defense. Minnesota's given up almost 400 yards a game defensively. So I definitely think that would be a nice breeding ground for like a Taylor Heineke to get going. Also, this running game, could they kind of get back on track, even though you're seeing semblance of it last week against Indianapolis? Can this team actually, go on the ground a little bit more? Then I think the biggest thing, defense for Washington, the key is they've been doing very well ever since pretty much since the Titans game, where they've been keeping guys bottled up. That pass defense kind of been a lot better. And obviously we've been getting to the quarterback as far as we're the most pressured team in the league. So now we got the dogged task of Justin Jefferson. What can he do in this matchup? So can we contain him? And now, obviously, it's going to be definitely curious as to see what this potentially team, this defense is going to do, this Washington defense against this Minnesota offense. So, and this is a must-win for the Washington Commanders. If they want to have playoff aspirations, this is a team that I think you definitely need to take advantage of. You have these next 2 weeks going to be very pivotal. This team is a make or break 2 weeks for this team. So, hey, we're going to see if what this team is made of. So, definitely looking forward to it.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much. Best of luck to you. You know I'm in your corner, even though we are division rivals, because I can't stand Kirk Cousins. So, I'm going to need one of you boys to kind of just put hands on him just once or twice for me. My brother, I'm going to holler at you. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you. All right.
Okay, so really quick, y'all already know Thursday night matchup, of course, is Philadelphia versus the Houston Texans. I was hoping that my brother Denzel Snipes would be in the building so him and I could have a conversation, but he jumped on the sports ring last night to talk World Series. So I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, we're 7-0. We're going up against a 1-5-1 team. What do you call that? Some people will call that a trap game. I don't see it as that because I take no team for granted. I understand that Lovie Smith is capable of getting a team to believe in him, so much so that they've got Davis Mills. They've also got a Damian Pierce. Brandon Cooks, a guy who we thought would not be with the Texans. They thought he would be shipped and traded somewhere else, is still with the team. So don't know how all that's going to play out. But as I've said about my team all season long, the still only undefeated team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles, just do me 2 things. Be consistent and beat the Cowboys. That's all I need from y'all. Fly, Eagles, fly. We're going to get a victory tonight and remain undefeated, being 8-0. Let's transition over to the NFC South. Ladies and gentlemen, if I was to tell you halfway through the 2022-2023 NFL season that a division that had Tom Brady in it he would not be leading the division. His team would not be first in the division. And on the flip side, if I told you that Marcus Mariota with the Atlanta Falcons would be first place in the NFC South, you look at me and say, Eric, this is not the sip off. This is Alex Fleming's NFL Carousel. You need to be drug tested because you're probably drunk. But that is the reality. So I got to get my man, Joe Carlino, in the building, who is all smiles because I don't even think Joe realized the situation that he is in. Good evening, sir. I know you are busy and you are en route to your next great assignment. But Joe, the Atlanta Falcons are in first place in the NFC South, sir. How are you
Yeah.
feeling?
I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it's one thing if you're 7-0 and you have a massive plus in the point differential, but we lucked out on Sunday against it's Jennifer, right? The one who does the Panthers, if I remember correctly.
You mean this woman right here, Jen
Yes.
Lewis?
Hi,
Yeah,
Joe.
her. Hi,
Yeah,
Jen.
y'all got lucky with the bad call at the end.
Bad call, schmad call. We found ways to blow it and then not blow it, then blow it again and not blow it again.
Well, you both did
Yeah, we
that.
watched the same game. Same thing happened with us.
Yeah, we're going to get to Jen in a minute. But, Joe, your matchup this week is the 4-3 Los Angeles Chargers, who are coming to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Talk to me about that matchup, sir.
Well, looking at the Chargers right now, their lineup might not even be as dominant as we think because they don't have Rashawn Slater. They won't have I don't think they'll have Joey Bosa this game. They won't have Keenan Allen potentially, I guess, according to what they said. The hamstring injury just is not responding the way that they had hoped it would respond from the bye week. They might not have, I know they won't have Mike Williams. They might even be down the number 3 receiver, if I'm not mistaken, which would leave it as Austin Eckler and Gerald Everett as his top targets. Now, off rip, Gerald Everett, still a very good target. Austin Eckler, dominant dual threat back. Have to watch out for him. But the Chargers are also giving up 5.7 yards per carry on the ground, which is something that Atlanta is phenomenal at. They are insane on the run, which is something that I didn't see coming at all. I thought that maybe, we could get maybe 4 yards a carry, something like that. But we're just going insane with the run game. Our passing attack still a little complimentary there. But above all else, if we can contain Justin Herbert, who has been sacked only 10 times all season, we might have a shot. But who knows the status of A.J. Terrell and the rest of our secondary. But goodbye, Dean Marlowe, who gave up that final touchdown. Go back to Buffalo where you belong.
All right, my brother. Well, let's see what happens for you this Sunday, my friend. Thank you so much. I will see you next week, sir.
And go Birds tonight, Eric. I'm riding with the Eagles.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. See all the love that I get on a Thursday night? It's a beautiful thing. Let me get my friend in here. And let me say, first and foremost, I was rocking with you last Sunday, and y'all had me on the edge of my seat. And I do agree with you, Jen. That was a missed call. That was a bad call. I do not agree with it. But I will say, your defense allowed Atlanta to do things that we have not seen Atlanta do in previous years that they are able to do this year. Now you've got Cincinnati. You're in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow is without his number 1, Jamar Chase. So talk to me about this matchup that you've got between your Carolina Panthers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
So we will be lucky because the Bengals are probably going to be out all 4 of their cornerbacks. So they're all out for various injuries, 2 hamstrings, 1 knee, and 1 finger. That being said, we're so close to being there. The attitude that has changed within our organization, it's unbelievable. I know that I knew what one man was doing to my team. And Another man has taken that team and made them a team, which is what was so important and what was missing. The unification, the players are relaxed. They're having fun again. Like Joe said, we both had missed opportunities. I don't think there are going to be as many missed opportunities this weekend. I really don't. The Bengals have a short week. We've got kind of a rival with them. We remember some really dirty plays they've performed on us in the past, but we actually own that series. Like Atlanta owns the series with us. But if you look at the historical record, we've got this game most likely. So that being said, I'm going to keep on believing in the positivity. I love the fact that Wilkes is positive. He also shows who's boss, and he isn't empowered by favoritism, and he listens to his assistant coaches, but he doesn't curtail to them.
Understand. Tall task, Miss Jen Lewis. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to rock with you this week, but let's just say it is kind of leaning towards I think I'm going to ride with your Panthers this week. I haven't made my final decision. So
That's
just
okay.
so if I do change my mind for whatever reason, don't hate on it, brother.
I won't hate on you.
I'm just trying to figure out. I've got to increase my standings a little bit. But listen, as I told everybody, shameless plug on the Sports Arena, I'll be last in the Sports Arena weekly pick'ems all week long as my Eagles keep winning. I'm happy with that. I'm like, look, I'll be last. I don't even care. But
it's a great feeling to have.
It is. Jen Lewis, Chicks and Salsa, 3 Chicks in a Pod, all part of Sideline Sports. What's up?
And we will be number 1 in NFC South next Thursday night, baby. Just
wow.
saying. Just saying it.
Okay.
And Bryce, if you come to the game, hit me up. I'll be there.
We will see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wow. She's bold. I don't even know if that's a bold prediction, but it's a prediction in itself. Her saying that the Carolina Panthers will be first in the NFC South by next Thursday. That is very, very, very interesting. I know we got some more people coming in here. Let me go ahead and get my man Eddie B. Dub up in here talking about his Chicago Bears.
Well, the dust has finally settled from the NFL trade deadline, and while Roquan Smith is out for the Chicago Bears, they added a physical receiver, a much-needed presence on this offense in Chase Claypool. I hate losing Roquan, love gaining Chase Claypool. Why is that? Because last week, the Bears put up 29 points on offense, and it should have been more because Justin Fields should have had a third passing touchdown. However, there wasn't a single physical wide receiver that was willing to go up and battle and win the ball in the air. That's something Chase Claypool can do, has done, and that's going to equal more touchdowns for this Bears offense. That's exceeded all expectations up to this point in the season. Now, in saying that, the Dolphins offense is also going to feast, right? This Bears defense only got worse. I don't want to get in a track meet with the Dolphins, right? They've got the better team. In a shootout, they're going to win, in my estimation. That being said, I'm definitely going to take the Bears against the spread. And here's a big reason why. If this game was being played in Miami, no shot, right? It's 180 degrees on that visitor sideline when it's sitting in the sun on an afternoon in Miami. Beautiful stadium design, but that home field advantage is not going to be there for the Dolphins. It's going to be in favor of the Bears. I'm going to give them a little bit of an edge here. Do I think they can win this one outright? Absolutely. Both of these defenses have seen better days. But when I'm looking at the offenses, I think the Dolphins have a little bit of an edge right now. We'll see how it goes. Bear down.
Welcome back to Alex Fleming's NFL Carousel, Season 3, Week 9. I know we've got a few more people chiming in here in just a moment, so we'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me get my man in here. I got a lot of faith in this brother, but I know he's gonna come through. I keep saying it and keep saying it. But it is difficult sometimes to be a fan of the Detroit Lions, man, because they break your heart. They break your heart. Dom, why are you wearing Bucks gear?
Because I'm trolling the second to last place Buccaneers. I don't
Oh,
even care about my team at this point. I just love watching Tom Brady fail and moonwalk into retirement. Plus,
well,
these are
you
my favorite jerseys ever, and I got the hat to match.
all right. Well, you are facing a division rival in the Green Bay Packers who don't look so hot. So talk to me about your matchup, sir.
All right. Well, before we get to that, recapping last week real quick. Once again, the capable Lions offense puts up 27 points and let down by a defense that couldn't stop a gentle breeze. The finger pointing hasn't started yet, but the scapegoating has, as we fired our defensive backs coach Aubrey Pleasant. And a lot of Lions fans are up in arms about the TJ Hawkinson trade, but A, never should have got drafted that high. B, he's inconsistent basically his whole career. C, problems staying healthy. And D, apparently he was looking to get top 3 to 5 tight end money range. So good riddance, Mr. Hawkinson. As far as the Packers, I think this game, oddly enough, given how potent our offense is and, facing Aaron Rodgers, I think this game is won or lost on the ground. Packers are third in pass defense, but 30th in rush defense. So there should be a lot of lanes for Jamal Williams. Swift is getting healthier, probably still on a pitch count. I like Craig Reynolds as well. I'm very afraid of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. Not so much afraid of Mr. Rogers because he hasn't looked right all year. That receiving core is bad. He had a terrible off season and now following it up with a worse season. So even though I think we win this game, I'm going to go reverse juju and pick the Packers to win because we got to end this losing streak at some point, and I'm tired of picking us and us losing. So Packers 31, Lions 28.
I wish, because I know you do the gauntlet, I wish I had our friend Tyler Ingram's. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like,
I know. Wishing won't make it so.
wow. So, Dom, let me ask you a question while I got you here just for a moment. Can we expect this to be kind of a ground and pound game between the two backs, Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones?
Um, it's hard to say. It depends on which version of this Lions defense shows up. They've been better since they got a little healthier.
Right.
Um, Kaminsky is back. Josh Pascal's finally playing, which definitely helps out Aiden Hutchinson. But yeah, I'm saying ground and pound because the defense. Tua had a career day against us, which I'm not surprised. Our defensive backs are Okuda's. We saw the rise of Jeff Okuda at the expense of Amani Oruwariye. Our safeties are but our best safety is out for the year, and now all of a sudden you see Kirby Joseph playing great, and we get Deshaun Elliott back. So yeah, I expect it to be one on the ground.
All right, my friend does the gauntlet, does Basket Bros, so many shows, a part of the Sideline Sports Network. My brother, thank you so much. I'm gonna holler at you.
Thank you, sir.
So let me go ahead and get my man in here talking about probably one of the most talented and educated men when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens. My man JJ is in the building. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm very humbled by those words, Mr. Eric. How are you doing?
I am wishing I could drive the 10-hour drive to New Orleans to watch your Baltimore Ravens play this Monday Night Football against the Saints, who just shut out the Las Vegas Raiders. Now you're 5-3, they're 3-5. They got Andy Dalton under center, a guy that you know very well. Your defense knows Andy Dalton very well. But what is the one thing about Andy Dalton that I know? During the regular season, he just appears to be this superstar. But when he gets to the postseason, he loses he's Jekyll and Hyde. So talk to me about this Monday night matchup between your Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints.
All right. Well, this is the first game with Roquan Smith on the squad. So he makes his debut against the Saints, against Andy Dalton. And as you said, we know Andy Dalton. But I'm very curious to see how Andy Dalton handles life against us without having A.J. Green. Because the last time he really played against us in the AFC North, he had A.J. Green. And A.J. Green was really his saving grace against this team. I honestly think this is going to be a good game for the Ravens to kick it into gear as they're trying to prepare for a playoff push and potentially a Super Bowl push, because that trade for Roquan meant that they're all in and they believe that they can do this. I believe we can do this. We're going to be tough because we don't have Rashad Bateman, but I think I've always seen, and I'm in NFL, the best run defense versus the best run offense. 9 times out of 10, especially with the Ravens specifically, the best run offense prevails. And I think that's more of the same. Gus Edwards has got his legs under him. Ronnie Stanley, his snap count, and he looks like the all-pro left tackle that he was when he signed that large contract many years ago. Everything looks like it's set up for Baltimore. They just have to just play that complete game. And hopefully, after seeing what they had to do to beat Tampa Bay without Mark Andrews last week, carries over to this week. Because I'll say this one more time. Devin Duvernay is one of the most dangerous weapons on the goddamn on field. Use that, man. They cannot stop him in open space. All right, I'm done. That's that. That's all I got to say.
We completely agree with that. I am in your corner, sir, and I feel the exact same way. That is a talented young brother, and he definitely needs to be utilized more.
I've been screaming this since the beginning of the season. He has the best hands on the team because he's the return guy, and your return guy usually has the best hands. And if you watch him play, anytime he's get a screen, a drag, a post, whatever, no defender keeps up with him. They can't keep up with him. But you got to use him. And the best thing that happened to Lamar last week, I hope Mark Andrews does not play this week because I want him to start using these guys. If you use these guys, then you can use Mark Andrews a lot better. And please use Devin Duvernay because I promise you if he hit the market, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, any of the top quarterbacks in their teams will be trying to get that man.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt at all. My brother, thank you so much. This is my man, JJ. Gauntlet Podcast. He does so much with the Sideline Sports Network, my brother. Thank you. I'm going to holler at you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You have a good night, man.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, that's going to do it for us here. Alex Fleming's NFL Carousel, Season 3, Week 9. And as we always say, very simply, either you on or you off. We'll see you next week.